Chapter 1. The Meeting. Alex had always been a determined young man with a sparkle in his eyes that spoke of his ambition. At 22, he was about to embark on his journey into the business world and knew he needed a mentor to guide him. Fate brought him this opportunity in the form of Victor, a renowned businessman who was about to speak at an important conference. The room was filled with eager professionals and students, all waiting to hear Victor's words. When he walked on stage, a reverent silence fell over the room. Victor, a man in his 40s with well-groomed dark hair and piercing brown eyes, had a presence that seemed to light up the room. His impeccable suit and confident smile reflected the success and authority he had earned over the years. Alex, sitting in the third row, watched Victor with admiration. Every word that left the businessman's lips seemed to promise success and fulfillment. After the talk, Victor hosted a networking session, and Alex found himself in line, eager to seize the opportunity. When it was finally his turn, Alex extended his hand and introduced himself. Victor looked at him with genuine interest, examining him with a curious expression. "You have something special," Victor said, shaking Alex's hand firmly. "Would you like to talk more about your ambitions?" The invitation was like a promise of a bright future. Alex was immediately enveloped by Victor's charismatic aura. They arranged to meet the following day, and Alex left the conference feeling exhilarated and hopeful. At the meeting, in an elegant cafe, Victor made Alex feel at ease. The conversation flowed naturally, with Victor sharing his vision of how Alex could excel in the business world. He offered Alex an exclusive mentoring opportunity, promising to guide him through the challenges and prepare him for success. Alex accepted the offer with enthusiasm, barely able to contain his excitement. He knew this was the chance of a lifetime, and he was determined to make the most of every moment of this new journey. Chapter 2. The Mentorship. The mentorship began with a series of weekly meetings in Victor's elegant, downtown office. The space was sophisticated, with modern furnishings and large windows offering panoramic views of the city. Alex, now 23, was dazzled by the prestige and professionalism that emanated from the place. Each meeting began with Victor sharing valuable insights into business and leadership, and Alex absorbed every word eagerly. Victor was an exceptional mentor. His knowledge seemed limitless, and he had the ability to transform complex concepts into practical, actionable lessons. During the first few weeks, Alex was introduced to innovative business strategies and effective leadership techniques. He took on challenging projects and began to stand out among his peers, impressing not only with his dedication, but also with his ability to masterfully apply Victor's teachings. The afternoons passed quickly, and the time Alex spent with Victor became the highlight of his week. Victor was not only a mentor, but also a friend and advisor. They discussed not only business strategies, but also personal and professional issues, and Victor always had an answer or perspective that helped Alex see things in a new way. As Alex progressed in his career, he began to receive recognition for his work. His promotion to a leadership position came more quickly than he expected, and he couldn't help but attribute his success to Victor's guidance. His mentor's trust in him seemed to be a constant source of inspiration. Over time, the relationship between Alex and Victor grew even stronger. They became a well-tuned team, working side by side on important projects and celebrating their accomplishments together. Victor continued to guide him with a combination of wisdom and encouragement, and Alex, in return, demonstrated an unwavering commitment to following in his mentor's footsteps. The path seemed to be perfectly paved for Alex, and the future looked bright and promising. Success was within his reach, and he was determined to make the most of every opportunity that came his way. Victor's promise to turn him into a successful leader seemed closer and closer to becoming a reality. Chapter 3. Success. As the months passed, the impact of Victor's mentorship on Alex's career became increasingly evident. At 24, Alex was already in a prominent position in his company, leading a successful team and managing high-profile projects. With each achievement, he felt closer to the ideal of success that Victor had promised. Alex's office was filled with trophies and certificates, each symbolizing a significant victory in his journey. He was frequently praised for his leadership and innovation skills. The confidence that Victor had instilled in him seemed to be the solid foundation on which Alex built his career. His mentor continued to be present in his life, offering strategic advice and congratulating him on his achievements. At an important investor presentation, Alex delivered a brilliant presentation, highlighting his communication skills and strategic vision. The auditorium was filled with influential figures in the industry, and the reception to his speech was warm. After the event, he received a flood of praise and proposals for new opportunities. Victor was in the audience, watching with a satisfied smile. After the presentation, he approached Alex with a look of pride. "You did an exceptional job today," Victor said, shaking Alex's hand. "Your success is a direct reflection of your talent and the hard work you've put in." Alex felt a surge of gratitude and accomplishment. The journey he had embarked on with Victor's guidance seemed to be reaching its peak, and he felt on top of the world. Celebrations were frequent, and Alex found himself at social events and business meetings, enjoying the rewards of his work. The relationship between Alex and Victor continued to flourish. They discussed new projects and opportunities, with Victor always providing valuable insights. The image of success Alex had created was exactly as Victor had envisioned, and he was determined to stay the course. Evenings of celebration with friends and colleagues were accompanied by reflections on the path taken and the promises that had been fulfilled. Alex was living the dream that had been promised to him, and everything seemed aligned for a bright and prosperous future. Chapter 4: The First Doubts. As Alex basked in the success he had achieved, small cracks began to appear in his confidence. At 25, he was at the peak of his career, but a series of small events began to create doubts in his mind. Outdated documents, conflicting information, and reports from colleagues raised questions he could not ignore. One night, while reviewing some files for an important project, Alex came across an old report that did not match the most recent records. The dates did not match, and some figures were clearly altered. He tried to call Victor to discuss the problem, but his mentor was in a meeting and could not immediately answer. Alex's uneasiness grew. He spent hours reviewing other documents and talking to colleagues who, in turn, had their own disconcerting reports of inconsistencies in the information. Something was clearly off, but he struggled to get the full picture. The next day, Alex scheduled a meeting with Victor to discuss his concerns. During the conversation, Victor was able to deflect the discussion with impressive ease, explaining the discrepancies with plausible justifications. He maintained his calm and confident demeanor, and Alex, although still unsettled, began to wonder if perhaps he was exaggerating. However, doubts continued to haunt him. On several occasions, he noticed that Victor was evasive when the subject was discussed in detail. Small lies and omissions began to accumulate, and Alex began to question the authenticity of his mentor's guidance and promises. The environment around Alex was beginning to change. Meetings and events that had previously been sources of excitement now brought with them a sense of unease. He felt as if he were watching a play where something was not quite right, but he could not put his finger on what exactly was out of place. Alex decided that he needed more evidence before jumping to conclusions. He began to investigate discreetly, comparing records and talking to other employees. His desire to discover the truth was growing, and he knew he needed to find answers to restore the trust that had been shaken. Chapter 5: Growing Suspicions. Alex's growing suspicions began to consume his mind. At 26, he was more determined than ever to uncover the truth behind the inconsistencies he was encountering. His work was becoming a battlefield, where every document reviewed and conversation analyzed seemed to add a new piece to the puzzle. Alex began meticulously gathering evidence. He accessed old records and looked for any discrepancies that might indicate manipulation. His search led him to confidential files and secret meetings, where he observed strange behavior and furtive comments from colleagues who seemed as suspicious as he was. At one of these secret meetings, Alex met a coworker, a middle-aged man with gray hair and a wary look in his eyes, who had also noticed something odd. They exchanged information and found that many of the problems Alex had encountered matched his own observations. The feeling that he was on the right track began to solidify. But the more Alex investigated, the more he found himself entangled in a web of lies and deceit. Financial documents appeared to be manipulated, and certain transactions appeared to have been made without proper justification. His investigation led him to a locked file room, where he found a series of encrypted documents that appeared to contain confidential information about the company's operations. Alex attempted to decipher the documents, but the encryption was complex and seemed beyond his capabilities. He decided to seek the help of an information security expert, someone he trusted who could help him unravel the file's contents. The expert, a young woman with red hair and bright blue eyes, accepted the challenge and promised to work to uncover what was hidden. Meanwhile, Victor continued to act normally, with his charming demeanor and reassuring words. Alex began to feel a growing frustration as his doubts turned into an unsettling reality that he could not ignore. He spent hours outside of work hours reviewing documents and investigating the secrets that seemed to be lurking in the shadows. The work environment was becoming increasingly tense. Alex found himself becoming more isolated, with colleagues beginning to notice his restlessness. His questions and inquiries began to raise suspicions and spark silent discussions among team members. The weight of the truth seemed to be getting closer and closer to being revealed, but it was also putting his own safety and reputation at risk. Chapter 6: Revelations. After weeks of meticulous investigation, and with the help of the security expert, Alex finally gained access to the encrypted documents. The contents revealed were shocking and heartbreaking. At 27 years old, he was about to discover the truth that would shatter the image he had built of his mentor and his own trajectory. The documents revealed a complex web of manipulation and forgery. Victor had created an illusion of success for Alex, manipulating financial data, controlling information, and even faking events to maintain the facade of an infallible mentor. The evidence showed that much of Alex's success had been carefully staged to appear as a result of his own skills and efforts. Alex felt a chill run down his spine as he realized the depth of the fraud. Shock and betrayal mixed with a sense of despair and helplessness. He had dedicated years of his life to believing in Victor's promise, and now he was faced with the cruel truth that his rise to success had been part of an elaborate plan to serve Victor's interests. With a heavy heart, Alex decided to confront Victor with the evidence he had gathered. He scheduled a meeting in Victor's office, a setting that now seemed threatening and oppressive in his mind. On the appointed day, Alex entered the room with a serious expression, carrying a folder full of documents and evidence that supported his claims. Victor greeted Alex with his usual confident smile, but his expression changed when he noticed the seriousness on the young man's face. Alex began to present the evidence, revealing each document and explaining the manipulation and deception. The room was tense as Victor listened in silence, his smile gradually fading. When Alex had finished explaining everything, Victor remained silent for a moment. Then, with disturbing calm, he began to explain his actions. He revealed that his manipulation had been motivated by a belief that Alex needed an illusion to motivate himself and reach his full potential. Victor tried to justify his actions with a mixture of arrogance and a patronizing tone. The confrontation was intense. Alex felt betrayed and disillusioned, but also relieved to finally understand the truth. He confronted Victor about the impact that manipulation had had on his life and career. The revelation shattered Alex's confidence in everything he had built and left a deep void where there had once been certainty and pride. At the end of the meeting, Alex left Victor's office. Chapter 7: Rebuilding the Truth. The revelation of Victor's manipulations left Alex feeling devastated and distrustful, but also renewed determination. At 27, he knew he needed to reclaim his own truth and rebuild his path without the shadow of lies. The decision not to let betrayal and lies bring him down was now his top priority. In the days that followed, Alex began the process of dismantling what had been built on lies. He left his position at the company, realizing that he could no longer continue in an environment that was intrinsically linked to Victor's manipulations. The decision was difficult and involved a series of difficult conversations and negotiations, but Alex was determined to start over. To regain his confidence and integrity, Alex decided to invest in his own development. He enrolled in business courses and workshops, focusing on the practical skills and knowledge he felt he needed to truly excel in his own right. The process of learning and growing, now without the glamour of Victor's promises, was challenging, but also deeply rewarding. Additionally, Alex began working on a personal project he had long dreamed of, his own business venture. He used the knowledge he had gained over the years, but this time, he did so with the foundation of authentic principles and transparency. The process of building something from scratch, knowing that each success was the result of his own efforts, brought a new kind of satisfaction. As Alex immersed himself in his new journey, he surrounded himself with people who truly believed in his abilities and vision. The trust that had been shaken was slowly restored through hard work and honesty. He rebuilt his network and formed partnerships with professionals who admired his character and dedication. Through the process of rebuilding, Alex learned to value integrity and authenticity more than ever. He became an advocate for transparency and hard work, using his experience to help others avoid the same mistakes he had made. His new venture began to thrive, and Alex found a new sense of purpose and fulfillment. Alex's success, this time, was not based on illusions or manipulation, but on truth and genuine effort. He had turned his painful experience into a source of learning and inspiration, showing that even after betrayal and disappointment, it is possible to find a new direction and achieve real, lasting success. Chapter 8. The New Beginning. Over time, Alex's new venture began to gain traction. At the age of 28, he was finally beginning to see the fruits of his hard work and dedication. His project, founded on solid principles and honesty, began to attract positive attention from the market and investors who appreciated his transparent approach. The day of the venture's official launch was a significant milestone. Alex hosted an event to celebrate the launch, and the occasion was marked by an atmosphere of celebration and genuine accomplishment. He was surrounded by friends, colleagues, and mentors who had supported his journey, and the event was a resounding success. Among the guests were people who had believed in him from the beginning, including the security expert who had helped crack the encrypted documents. Their presence was a confirmation that Alex was not alone in his journey and that genuine support was a key component to his success. During the event, Alex gave a speech that reflected his learning and growth. He spoke about the importance of truth and integrity and how his journey had been transformative. His colleagues and business partners listened intently, and the response was warm and encouraging. The speech was a celebration not only of his success, but also of his resilience and ability to overcome challenges. As the event drew to a close, Alex felt truly at peace. He had finally found a balance between his career and his personal values. The sense of accomplishment was palpable, and he was ready to face the challenges ahead with the confidence that his success was genuine and fairly earned. In the days that followed, Alex continued to grow his business and explore new opportunities. He dedicated himself to building a strong team and creating a work environment that was collaborative and transparent. His past experiences taught him the importance of building good relationships with his team and maintaining open communication. Alex also began sharing his story with others, giving talks and workshops on the importance of integrity in business. He became an advocate for ethics and transparency, using his experience to inspire and mentor others who might be facing similar challenges. Alex's new beginning was not only a professional success, but also a personal journey of self-discovery and growth. He had overcome the shadows of his past and built a future based on truth and authenticity. Through his actions and dedication, Alex proved that even after the greatest challenges, it is possible to find a path to true and meaningful success. Reflection for today. In today's world, where information moves at an unprecedented speed and appearances are often valued more than substance, integrity and transparency have never been more crucial. Alex's story reminds us that, amidst the promises and illusions, true success is built on honesty and hard work. We are often bombarded with images and narratives of success that can seem unattainable or illusory. The temptation to take shortcuts or be seduced by false promises is real, but the true value lies in building something authentic and sustainable. Alex's journey teaches us that facing and overcoming challenges with courage and integrity not only makes us stronger, but also allows us to make a genuine and lasting impact on the world. In today's world, it is more important than ever to be clear about our own values and principles. Truth and transparency should be the pillars on which we build our lives and careers. So as we seek success and fulfillment, may we do so with an unwavering commitment to authenticity, always remembering that the most challenging path is often the most rewarding.